We're back pregame in the pit with Lobo head coach Rich Pitino. New Mexico and Prairie View A&M for their final non-conference tilt before a holiday break. And then CSU comes to town to start league play. Coach Pitino, one final look at Iona and an emotional win, an amazing night in the pit, an incredible crowd. Your father's on hand with his team. A lot going on. How'd you guys handle it overall? Obviously, they won the game, but it was a different kind of week leading up to it.
Well, it was different for me. For them, they probably didn't deal with as much of what I dealt with, which was, radio shows and media requests and all that stuff, which is I'm happy to do, but it can be a little bit draining at times. But I said from day one, certainly father versus son is a fun storyline. I think what's more enjoyable than the other two games was we're comparable programs right now. So it was more of an even fight. FIU obviously was not. And in Minnesota, we're still trying to build in year two there, and they were terrific at Louisville. So I thought it was a fun game. Awesome to see almost 15,000 for a non-conference game around the holidays. I've said it over and over again. Not too many places get that. So overall, I thought our guys handled it great. This will be mentally more of a challenge than that one, and we got to make sure we finish the right way.
One final quick question along the lines of playing against your father and Iona that I haven't asked you. Jamal Mashburn Jr. was actually recruited by your dad and has a relationship with your dad, I'll even say independent of his relationship with you. An interesting scenario for him. He said that he's even worked with your father before, that he actually coached him some, and he remembers him going back when he was younger. That's an interesting little backdrop to that game, and Mash performed beautifully.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably 4 or 5 years ago. So we're all a little bit more intertwined than everybody thinks in our profession. Quinn Zielinski and Morris played together. I worked with Bob Walsh, who's an assistant coach there. Steve Maciel was assistant coach on their staff. So it's, the longer you do it, you just know that. So what I've tried to tell our guys over and over again is, if there's something you can learn from me, and I try really hard to always make it about the players and never about me, but just watch the way I dealt with the distractions that week. Watch the way I coached the game. I didn't make it about, I got to beat my dad. No, that's not what I did. I made it all about how can I help you guys perform at the highest level to win this game. So there was plenty of distractions. I tried very hard not to let it overwhelm me. I tried to be organized with ticket requests and all those things. And these players deal with all that, and hopefully, coming into Mountain West play, we have several crowds like that. And because all of our games are on national TV, so the stakes will be raised even higher.
Fun to see players have families in town for a game and a crowd like that. I know Alex's family was here. Obviously, KJ Jenkins' family was here. It was a big deal.
It was great. And I've tried to grab some of these players before they all leave. I mean, because everybody will be getting out of Dodge here tomorrow. And, we moved the game up from Wednesday to Tuesday because we wanted to see if we give them 4 days, because although the non-conference has been phenomenal, we got a long way to go. And the grind really starts January and February. So hopefully we sacrifice 2 days to prepare for one to give them more time off, and hopefully they enjoy it. But yes, I mean, it's why you come here. You come here for nights like that. I was talking to Morris, who's at Wichita State, and I said, how is that compared to Wichita State? He said, Wichita State's 10,000. This was 15,000. So it's awesome. I mean, when the community is engaged, I've said it before, and not a knock on Minnesota, but when Minnesota in the wintertime, you'd have U Sports, you'd have the Minnesota Wild, you'd have the Minnesota Timberwolves, you've had the Vikings playing. You had all these different things. It's so cool that Lobo basketball is really highlighted and on display in a community of 1 million people. So I know our families had a blast. You can't understate, everybody loves winning. Everything seems better when you win. So hopefully we can keep that going.
11-0, unbeaten, best start since 2012-2013. That team actually fell prey to the last game before the Christmas break. They lost. There is, as Lobo fans are aware, a history of Lobo teams struggling in this game. You've talked about the fact that they're going to get out of Dodge here pretty quickly, and you've even moved the game up a day to give them extra time with their families during the holidays. Another type of distraction, and you just talk about dealing with distractions. This is a big one.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak on the 2012 team or who they lost to or anything like that. All I can speak on is my team. Now, the only reason why you know it, because you've got experience, and I know it that we've got experience, is these games are hard. You know, you go from this emotional, almost sold out crowd. We understand the crowd's not going to be as good tonight as it was versus Iona. But we need the energy from the fans. We need our players to be dialed in during shoot around when they come to the game, and just complete the task at hand. So far, 11 games in, they've been really good. Obviously, we've won, but their mentality has been good. So hopefully they can have that same level of maturity of just let's handle the business here and then we move on.
Lobo head coach Richard Pitino with us pregame here at the Pit. Prairie View A&M is coming up. They're out of the SWAC. They have lost 5 straight, but this is a team that's road tested. They do this in their non-con every year. They go play a difficult road schedule. They played tough at Northwestern. They have a home win over Washington State. What have you seen on tape?
Yeah, they're good. I mean, like you said, to beat a Power 5 team in Washington State, Northwestern, who's good this year, they had them right there towards the end. They play hard. They compete. They're attacking the paint. So we have the elements that concern every coach. We probably overthink it at times, but of the one-day prep, we were good going to San Francisco there. We just had a grit and a toughness to us. But now we got to make sure we don't drink the Kool-Aid. We got to make sure that I tell them all the time, treat criticism like you treat praise. They're both the same. Do what you do every single day and what we try to help you with every single day to put yourself in a position to succeed.
What do they like to do? What are a couple of earmarks for them, both offensively and defensively?
Well, we'll see some matchup zone like we did versus Iona. And, I thought we prepared really well leading up to that. Although Iona hadn't played it, we were pretty sure they were. And then Prairie View's going to try to junk it up as well. And then from an offensive standpoint, they're trying to get it in the paint. They're really, really good at paint touches, kickouts, shooting threes. They've got, they'll have 4 or 5 guys on the court at all times who could attack and go. So we got to be fundamentally sound. We've got to be disciplined. We can't be distracted. We've just got to live in that moment and just take advantage of another opportunity, as I've said before, to increase your value, whether it's individually, whether it's within our team, or whether it's for your next step, pro career or whatever. Like I say this all the time. I was at a friend's house the other day, and one's a periodontist and one's a roofer, owns a roofing company. And I said, if you only had 31 opportunities to maybe do surgery or maybe work on 31 roofs, the heightened level of pressure to perform is different. Because people think, well, coaches go through, high pressure. It's all high pressure. It's just a matter of we're only evaluated for 31 games. So our guys have got to treat every game like it's gold, like it's the last game they're ever going to play.
Sure has been a fun ride. Best of luck. Looking to go 12-0. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
Lobo head coach Rich Pitino, our guest. We're back after this timeout. It's Lobo basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network.
We're back courtside in the Pit. Welcome into the Lobo basketball postgame show, brought to you by the Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino. Winning entertainment, including simulcast racing, live music, dining, the best games, and more. The Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino. New Mexico defeats Prairie View A&M 94-63. It is a 12-0 start to the season, best in a decade. Just one of 4 non-COVID seasons where the Lobos have gone through non-conference unbeaten. That goes all the way back to the 30s, the early 1930s. Heady stuff for New Mexico basketball. We have Lobo head coach Richard Pitino in his second year. And you said it pregame, Coach, it's happening so fast, it continues. Congratulations. Another great night for your team heading into the Christmas break.
Yeah, I was concerned. We wanted to move this game up so that we could get them some more time off. So we took a risk there from going the biggest game of the season, then going one-day prep. So I was concerned about the energy and the juice, and that wasn't a problem at all. 14 blocks, a school record. We rebounded the ball. I don't know if I've ever seen 64 rebounds in a game. We defended well. We were aggressive. There was a lot of good things. We talked about better ball movement in the second half because we had, 8 assists to 9 turnovers, and we had 12 assists in the second half, which was good. So another great crowd. 12-0 is obviously amazing.
Coach, complacency wasn't an issue, but
What was gained tonight against a team like Prairie View?
Yeah, I mean, I was concerned, like you said, with that, and we were able to play well defensively, 28%. I mean, House was passing the ball well. We were aggressive with shot blocks. I mean, Prairie View beat Washington State. I mean, that's a Pac-12 team. They had Northwestern on the ropes at Northwestern. So, I mean, it's not like it's easy to win, So, I mean, I thought we played well. I was really concerned with a lot just energy-wise. And I was concerned we'd have a big drop-off with attendance, but we really didn't. And it obviously shows our fans are great.
You said it, the fact that you're at this point in just year 2, and I think you were saying to me you'd hope to be here, year 4 maybe, something like that. And it's happening so fast for this team. They haven't let it get to their head, though. Is that due to the experience? Is that you guys and your staff sort of helping them stay grounded? But they've been consistent. Yeah,
I mean, I think experience helps. I think our staff's doing a really good job of keeping everybody level-headed and understanding that, going to non-conference without a loss that's an accomplishment. You don't want to take away from that. But the goal is to win a championship. The goal is to go to an NCAA tournament. Did I think we'd have a chance at it in year 2? Probably not. But you know what? We did a really good job of bringing in the right pieces year 1, retaining those pieces, and adding with our freshman class rolling to transfers. So they've been a joy to coach so far, but a lot of that's because we haven't lost.
Coach, credit to you. It's the leadership and your staff, right? I mean, listen, you just finished the preseason. That season's over with. Now you're going into conference play. But, hey, you've got them on the right track in year 2. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I've had some years. I won 8 games my 3rd year at Minnesota, and then I was Big Ten Coach of the Year. And a lot of people said, what changed? I said, a couple players. So the biggest thing that we did was added the right guys who allow us to coach them. So it's been a fun. I don't know. I've never started 2 months into the season without a loss, so that's nice. But again, we'll get some rest, get them back, and get them locked in on Colorado State at home.
Well, one of 3 remaining unbeatens. And, Coach, the Lobos have been around for 119 seasons of basketball. And coming into tonight, you were one of just 5 UNM teams to start a year 11-0. That group shrinks even smaller, getting to 12-0. You actually mentioned, I heard you tell your team, today at shoot-around, you've got a chance to make some history tonight. Finish the non-conference unbeaten. You didn't shy away from that, but you knew your team could handle it.
Yeah, that's been what's good about them is there is a maturity level. Because, I had all these people texting me, tell them about Mississippi State losing. Tell them about, this team losing. I said, no, we're not like that. They're a mature group. Like, we're going to help them put together the game plan and put them in a position to succeed. And they've done that. I mean, they've listened to us. They've trusted us. And we keep saying, just keep adding value. And I think they've done that in the non-conference. And now we got to go do it with the, with the regular season conference.
So give the fans an idea of what it will look like for the guys now. 8 days between games. You're going to let them go home. What did you tell them about what you'd like for them to do while they're with their families in terms of rest, maybe a little bit to stay in shape, and then, be ready to come back and get to work because CSU is one tough customer?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, they swept us last year. Go home and get some rest. Spend some time with your family. We don't have a lot of local kids, so go enjoy it. Get out of here. But try to get a workout or 2 in. Do I want you to work out every day? No, but our guys are gym rats.
Break a sweat kind of thing?
Yeah, break a sweat and then get back here so that we can have Christmas night, a really good practice leading up so that we're not out of shape. But they're a mature group, so I think they'll be fine there.
So that's the plan, to get them all back Christmas Day, have them flying back Christmas Day?
They'll fly back Christmas Day. We'll practice Christmas night and kind of sweat everything out, get back into a rhythm, and then go see if we can go 1-0 in conference.
My gosh, I mean, you get a chance to relax just a little bit yourself personally. I mean, this last little stretch, there was some heat. There's some tough opponents here.
Problem is I have 3 little kids under the age of 11, so there is no relaxing. Maybe I should go recruiting. That would help more so than anything else. But, yeah, we're a little family time. I mean, I think I try to do a decent job of shutting it down for a day or 2 and then diving back in.
I got to share this with you. Mashburn Sr. here tonight, and he saw your son Jack getting up shots before the teams were out, and he's like, hey, you didn't come say hello to me? He actually called him over. He's like, come on, give me some skin.
It's a lot of fun to be a part of. I mean, it's a good group. Obviously, winning is fun, so we just got to stay humble and stay the course.
Head on upstairs and deal with the media. Congratulations.
Good job,
Thank you,
Coach.
guys. Merry Christmas.
Lobo head coach Richard Pitino of the 12-0 New Mexico Lobos. How does that sound?
Hey, that's special. To be in that class and to win. Who does that, right? That's special.
Sure is. We pause. We come back. More to come. Post-game, Lobos 94, Prairie View 63 on the UNM Sports Radio Network. New Mexico 94, Prairie View A&M 63. Final. The Lobos are 12-0. They have finished non-conference unbeaten. Our guest, post-game courtside, the man in the middle. The graduate transfer post, 16 points, 14 boards for Morris Udeze. Mo, congratulations, bud.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
So I'm going to take you back. You were sitting right there. You were talking to us at the end of the Lobo Classic. You've just been named tournament MVP, and the Lobos won 3 in a row, knocked off Northern Colorado to win the trophy.
Yes, sir.
And I asked you about being undefeated.
Yeah.
And what did you say to me then? Do you remember?
I think I told you that we're going to finish conference undefeated, right? Did I say
Yes,
that?
you did.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. You
Yeah.
said that you guys were speaking it into existence. A lot of, people, even coaches, would want to stay away from thinking about that stuff. You know, let's just focus on the next play kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you guys weren't shy about it. You thought you could do it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I feel like we had the pieces, and coaches put us in a great position to go at it every day and keep knocking at it. So me and my friends, Q, Didi, I'm the household, Uncle Mo household, and E-Man, we're just all together sitting down. We're like, yo, we can go undefeated. I've been saying it before we start the season because I know the pieces we have. I know the coaching staff we have. So I feel like we've just been going out every day at practice, and I see what we have, and we're undefeated now. Just keep speaking into existence.
You said you could speak it into existence.
Yes,
you did it. Go ahead, Hunter.
Hey, congratulations,
Yes, sir.
Mo.
Appreciate it.
I thought you came out with fire.
Yeah.
There wasn't anybody out there that could handle you
Yes, sir.
one-on-one. And you brought it.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, you didn't have any complacency. Was it hard to bring that energy, or you just?
I just seen everybody who was losing today, and we're the undefeated team, so I seen who they was losing to. Just like the losing to kind of teams who they can beat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, we can't take this game for granted. So we're just, I was just thinking about that, and I was just like, yo, I got to come out, go hard, and set the tone. Me and Josiah got to come out here and set the tone. You know what I'm saying? Grab boards, get offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, which leads to winning, and just play defense, play hard defense, which we did, and we came out with the win. So.
I was thinking about this, too. Let's go all the way back.
Yeah.
And you got in some early foul trouble
Yeah.
when the Lobos were at St. Mary's.
Yes.
Joe picked you up. Josiah
Yeah.
was unbelievable. Now,
Yeah.
Josiah's had some recent issues early,
yeah.
and whether it's you and Barima
Yeah.
or you and Sebastian or
Yeah.
whoever it is, but you guys have all kind of helped out Joe.
Yeah.
It's just, I think everybody's doing their part, right?
Yeah, I feel like everybody is doing their part, man. That's just a part of a team. A good team, when someone's down, you have players come off the bench, starters who pick other starters up, you know what I'm saying? So good to have players like Sebastian. I don't know, Sebastian, he got 50 boards today. I don't know how many rebounds Sebastian got, but
He had 7 or 8.
No,
yeah.
it was a little more than that.
Yeah.
He finished with 9.
Yeah,
Yes,
shout out
sir.
Sebastian, who could just pick players. If you're in foul trouble, come pick me up, or Bremer could come pick up Josiah. It's just always good to have a loaded bench, so that's good.
So now you've 12-0.
Yes, sir.
What's the plan for the holidays? Are you heading?
Yeah, I'm heading back to Houston tomorrow. Yeah, I'm heading back
Okay.
to Houston tomorrow. I'm about to just get off the plane and just stay conditioned, man. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose what I got, and I want to keep on. I'm gonna get on the guys as well, just to find something to do, find something just to break a sweat. You don't want to just be sitting down for a couple of days and not do anything. So we got a big one coming up, Colorado State, and we're just trying to stay undefeated. So got to keep knocking at it. Get back here 25th early, and just practice and have a good one.
So what does that look like for you personally when you're breaking a sweat to keep your, to stay in shape and you're away from the team? What does a workout for Mo look like?
Definitely got to just get on the bike. I don't want to get on concrete, run on concrete or nothing like that. Get on the treadmill a little bit.
Will you be able to put up some shots? Or?
Oh, yeah, of course. I'll be able to get in the gym, put up some shots, work on my free throw 4 for 8, which I did not like today. You know what I'm saying? Kind of got in my head. But just work on just post moves and my free throw game, really. I'll probably take one day off, have to. Probably the day I land, just hang out with family, you know what I'm saying? Open up some gifts and stuff like that. But other than that, man, I gotta keep going, stay in shape, man, and just get on the guys, stay in shape as well.
What's the Christmas meal look like in the Udeze household?
Man, it's a variety of things, man. We got the rice, the chicken, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have some pies in there. We're just gonna, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna eat good, man.
What's the favorite pie?
Favorite pie? I like pecan pie. I don't know why. That's my favorite. People be getting on me about that, but I like pecan pie.
Hey, that's not bad. I like it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
man.
smooth. It's smooth, man. I like it.
Pecan pie.
So 12-0 non-con.
Yes, sir.
Final thought. Now you're thinking about conference play, and you look back last year. Conference, was not your friend. It was a tough row to hoe, but the Lobos had a different unit last year.
Yep.
And you obviously and Josiah are here to lock it down. The Lobos have a really good freshman class.
Yes.
What's the ceiling, man? Where can this team go?
Man, it's as good as it could take us, man. As good as we think it can take us. So as long as we keep on just playing hard and listening to coach, I feel like we can do big things in conference. I'm not going to say undefeated this, undefeated that, because conference is obviously hard, but I'm just going to say, and everybody has your play scouted. Everybody has everything you got, the whole playbook. So we're just going to play as hard as we can, man, make it to the tournament. I'm speaking to existence. I feel like we're going to make it into the tournament. Keep playing hard. We won non-conference 12-0. Humbly speaking, I feel like we're going to do big things in conference.
Make the NCAA tournament. It's a hell of a goal.
Yes, sir, baby.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to y'all, man.
Congratulations on 12-0. Merry Christmas, buddy.
Thank you, man. Stay blessed.
Morris, Udeze postgame. Lobos 94, Prairie View A&M 63. Final 12-0 Lobos. Non-conference undefeated. Back after this timeout, postgame in the pit on UNM Sports Radio Network. Postgame in the legendary pit. Lobos defeat Prairie View A&M 94-63. It is time to select today's defensive player of the game. It's brought to you by Theta Point. Make cybersecurity a team sport. Add Theta Point to your team to increase your defensive posture. It's Barima Sek. Augustine working on Mashburn at the top of the foul circle. Right wing high now to McKinley Harris. He'll rise off the bounce, shoot a 15-foot baseline J, throw up an air ball. Barima Sek blocks the shot on the stick back of Douglas. Another Valley Fence block hunger donation to the Roadrunner Food Bank. And in process, a shot clock violation on Prairie View A&M. So Barima Sek finishes the night with a Lobo team best 3 blocks. And the Lobos as a team were spectacular defensively tonight. They had 14 block shots as a team. That is 2 clear of the previous high in Lobo basketball history. 5 times the Lobos had blocked 12 shots in a game. Tonight the Lobos blocked 14. Barima Sek is your Theta Point defensive player of the game, brought to you by Theta Point. Make cybersecurity a team sport. Add Theta Point to your team to increase your defensive posture. Yes, it was not a tall team, this Prairie View A&M team, but the Lobos, they walled up nicely down on the block, and they were tough to get through at the rim.
Yeah, I thought the Lobos came out ready to play, right? There was no letdown after the big Iona win in the pit. I thought, and it's easy to happen. It's easy to be done this time of year after a big win, and they came out ready to play. They brought the energy.
It's time for our adjustment of the game. It's brought to you by The Joint, the official chiropractor of UNM Athletics. Partner, what do you think? What is our adjustment of the game presented by The Joint, the official chiropractor of the Lobos?
Well, I thought in the second half they did a better job of points in the paint. And if you look at it, I think at halftime was 12-12, and the second half was 14-28. So that was a big adjustment right there.
So the Lobos got busy down low.
Right. Well, they got busy and they eliminated. I mean, if you look at it in the second half, they scored 14 points in the second half in the paint.
But the Lobos hit 28.
28. So what they did was they got the ball inside to Udeze and, of course, to Alec.
And there were a few chin-ups on the rim.
Yeah, well, chin-ups by Alec. But how about Dent? I mean, Dent had how many layups and dunks?
Yep. Donovan had a new career high as well. 14 points for Dent is a brand new career high. The freshman, we're not even going to call him a freshman anymore, are we?
I think once you get halfway through the conference, they're no longer. Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
So we got to get him 9 games into conference play.
He hasn't been in the conference
yet. He's still a freshman.
That's right.
Okay, still a freshman. All right. That's everything. That'll do it for us. Bob Walpo, our producer and engineer. Happy holidays to you, Mr. Walpo. Michael Carlisle, on-site engineer. Don't eat too much at Christmas meal. And my partner, pecan pie. That's Mo Udeze's favorite. I'm sticking with good old-fashioned pumpkin.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Hunter.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Great stuff. I'm Robert Portnoy. That's Hunter Green. That'll do it for us for tonight. Final contextualization of tonight's win. Lobos are 12-0, best start in 10 years. Lobos avoided the Christmas hangover, right? The letdown game pre-Christmas, and they finished the conference slate unbeaten. That's just the fourth time in Lobo basketball history, excluding that COVID season of 2020-21 when the Lobos went 4-0 in conference. That's on a full non-conference slate. So it's only the fourth time ever they've gone unbeaten in non-conference play. New Mexico remains one of 3 unbeaten teams in all of college basketball, and they'll go into a game in 8 days with Colorado State to start league play unbeaten. Unbelievable. They are just on the cusp of getting into the top 25 in the USA Today coaches poll and the AP poll. Maybe next week's poll will have the Lobos in that top 25. New Mexico will take on Colorado State next game. That is the 28th of December. It is right here, right at the pit. That's the 28th. That's a Wednesday. The Lobos have Colorado State for a 7 p.m. tip-off here. Our airtime, 6:30 with the Lobo Basketball pregame show. Make sure that you join us tomorrow live. We have a signing day show for Lobo football with Danny Gonzalez, and that will be at our home for Lobo Talk. It's a signing day show, a special edition, 6 to 7 p.m. That for you tomorrow. Make sure you join us. We're live right here across the UNM Sports Radio Network, and we want you with us at Salt Yard East. That'll do it for us. Your final score for the final time. The 12-0 Lobos defeat Prairie View A&M. Unbeaten in non-conference. New Mexico, 94. Prairie View A&M, 63. This is Lobo Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network.
You have been listening to New Mexico Lobos Basketball. This exclusive presentation of Lobo Basketball is brought to you by